gentlemen, I am the Hurricane, Mike Herren, and you are listening to BadCatz Sports Podcast, one of the best sports podcasts in all of New England, according to some. Today, we got the A-team, for sure, right directly across from me, wearing the antique Vancouver Grizzlies gear. I give you none other than the undefeated, undisputed, under 21 sports podcast champ as far as the eyes can see. He loves Chelsea. He's 7 for 8 in his picks in the NFL.
The teaser king.
And he's the teaser king. He's just getting started. He is Rowdy Riley Arruda.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. And to the left of me, Mr. Hedge.
Yep.
Okay, from the mean streets of Bedford Street, Massachusetts, in Hillside Manor.
Columbus Park.
Walk down the right side of the wall of the Norfolk, MCI Norfolk, one of the baddest state prisons in the bunch. Former bartender at Club Neptune and special guest at the Marconi Club. I give you one of four of his finest. One of four of his finest, the Birdman.
You ought to audition for Michael Buffer's
Michael
job.
Buffer ain't got shit on me.
Did you see him?
Hurricane.
Michael Buffer don't got shit on me, please.
Did you see him before the Rams game?
Yeah, I thought it was stupid.
Michael Buffer. I don't know how much he got paid for that, though.
Oh, big money.
Oh.
Big money.
Oh.
Well, what was the first time he did it? He did it for WrestleMania, I think, before boxing, right?
I'm not sure. That's before my time.
Probably.
And his brother was more famous than he was, right? Before?
Bruce Buffer,
yeah.
Okay. That's Cat Sport Podcast. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl that nobody wanted.
I didn't.
The networks didn't. That's
but we have it. And there can be an amazing story that comes out of this. I mean, let's face it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, Riley, what's going on, man? I mean, you are on fire.
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what are you doing with the dough? You just putting it away for a rainy day?
No, I'm just going to just keep holding on, and I don't take anything else out. I just play with what I have.
That's
and
what
just
I
keep,
do, too.
And hold on to it.
Yeah.
I've only missed one
you can
thing.
play bills, too. You can fill up the car with gas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my strategy.
Exactly.
That's my strategy.
With only 1 week, 1 game left, are you going to put all your chips in the table on
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No chance. Just because I don't want to lose everything, and I don't I tried telling you guys before, I love the teasers, and there's no other game I can tease it with. It has to be the over/under, which I did do this week because I was super confident in the Bengals and the Chiefs going over 48.5, which they did by overtime. It's just I'm not confident in the over/under in the Super Bowl, so I'm trying to find another game to tease it with.
Yep.
So I'm gonna play as I normally do.
You're a smart man.
Let me explain something to you. Okay? Back in the day, when it was Vinny the Guinea, all right, or Patty the Irishman, right? Or Jerry the Jew picking up the phone, right? You were not getting 6 points on over and under teasers, and they cut the teasers down in the playoffs to 4 points. Do you remember that? Am I wrong?
They always had an angle on you. You were always behind the 8 ball, though. Yeah,
I know, but they changed it in the playoffs. They wouldn't give you the same amount they gave you in the regular season.
Guess what? They gave it to
In
me.
the totals. Oh, I know. That's corporate. No?
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong about that, brother?
I don't remember that.
But even with, if I would have still got 4, I would have been fine in the Bengals because they went out right. And the 49ers, it was fine because it was 9.5. If it was 4, they would have went to 7.5. So I still would have been good. But I love the tease just because it just makes everything so much easier. But you don't win as much, which is fine. But you know what's funny is that 3 weeks in a row, I've done a teaser, right? And they've all hit. But every single time, if I didn't tease, I still would have won. Even straight bet. Yeah. But what I tell my friends is that, because I tell them, yo, this is what I'm going to do.
You know that they give you a tease because the odds are against teasers. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like corporate America is not going to say, oh, we like all these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to tease.
Oh.
I've never met a bookie that said, I won't take teasers. They say, give me every tease you got.
There's a reason for that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they know the odds are in their favor. Let me just give you a quick tip on the teasers, though, Riley. From what I've learned over the years, historically, the worst bet is to tease an under and over. So I think you're smart staying away from that.
Yeah, there's not enough margin.
That's right.
I agree with that.
And that's why I asked you guys about the Pro Bowl. It sounds stupid, but I just need to find another game to tease it with, and it has to be football or basketball. So it's guaranteed has to be basketball because there's no college basketball.
If I find out you bet the Pro Bowl, we're gonna put you in restraints.
Then it's time for you.
No, I just need something. I just need something else with a tease. I just can't find anything. It's just
into soccer.
Yeah, but you can't. It has to be basketball or football. Has to be basketball or football. And football is just over under. That's my only other option. So it has to be college basketball or normal basketball. So
how about my boy Pete Souza's right? Pete Souza's girl. And I cannot tell her name about this, right?
Okay.
Puts $100, right?
Yep.
Cincy money line.
It's a winner.
Cincy money line.
At good odds.
San Francisco. Under.
I don't know what you mean by under.
She bet both games under, and they hit.
Oh, okay.
14. She won $2,300.
So this was all parlay?
14 parlay.
Oh, 14. Okay.
Yeah, I told you. 14 parlay, $100, $2,200.
And
I think the money line from Cincy gassed it up a little bit.
The best advice I can give to her is take your money and run.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know my boy's girl. She's a mother, but she's got
some Pete in her blood, then that's not good.
Listen to me. She makes Pete look like a quiet storm sometimes. Believe me when I tell you.
Good luck.
But no, nice, a big hit. Peter sent it to me laughing. He goes, I mean, when did she come up with the Cincinnati under?
Well,
hey. It's America's game, man. Football's America's game.
I'm going to throw some numbers at you later on that just...
You think Joe Burrow's getting laid?
Well, did he have the cigar? The cigar was out.
So I saw cool pictures. Joe Burrow's dad and Jamar Chase's dad were both smoking cigars outside Kansas City together. They were watching the game together. So that was awesome.
They were watching it
in Kansas City. They were outside the stadium, both smoking cigars after the game was over.
Oh, I bet.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That security with him, I wonder?
It didn't look like it. It was just them two. Because I mean, who knows what Joe Burrow's dad and Jamar Chase's dad looks like? I mean. If you don't say anything, they probably just look like normal fans.
Got some fucking idiots running around there drunk and shit.
You
like
do,
that.
but like, if you saw, let's say, Julian Edelman's dad, do you know what he looks like?
No.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't figure. But because like maybe Tom Brady's dad, because people might know what he is. I don't even know what he looks like.
I don't know what he looks like. I couldn't really know. But some guy might be saying, "Hey, Joe Burrow from Cincinnati, and then on a road trip." Yeah, I hear you. But that's cool, though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
White dude, black dude, the commonality of LSU coming together. Both of their sons having unbelievable amounts of success in the NFL. That's a great story.
Franchise Joe.
I mean, listen to me. If you got a soul, you're rooting for Cincinnati, right? I
have no soul then. I have no soul.
All right, Riley, we gotta talk to you about something, okay? You've been riding Cincinnati till the wheels come off. You look like a genius. But you're rooting for LA. But then you rooted for LA and you get beat 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm having a hard time following this
before the season started,
that's why.
Who did I pick to win the Super Bowl?
LA.
And what player got traded to LA, let's say week 10?
Von Miller.
There you go. That's it. Right there. He's my favorite player of all time. All right, probably won't be touched. But
you've bet against them.
I have, yes, I have.
Multiple times.
I have, yes.
Okay, which is crazy.
But what I did say on the show was, I want the 49ers, and I think the Rams are going to win by 3 points. Sure. And they did. And I just knew that game was going to be so much closer.
That wasn't the first time you had bet against them.
That is not. But it was. Yeah. I did bet for them against the Bucks because I thought that game would have been.
But then you're telling everybody, look out for Joe Burrow. Look out for Joe Burrow. He comes home, and now you're going to go back.
Listen, it doesn't make.
I mean, we're right with this.
So I'm gonna bet on the Bengals, but I think the Rams are gonna win.
Do you understand? Like, if you were in like a professional radio studio now with like real producers and real like people who would be in that window watching, like, I mean, what is
the studio?
I think
Vegas.
Dan Patrick was the first one to leave, right? I think he had like 15 employees on a show. I think Howard Stern had like maybe 20, 25.
Yeah.
They'd be like, young man, listen, you're hot, you're fire, you're this, you're that. He goes, but we got to stay one way or the other, man. You're like, either got to jump in bed with Cincy and they'll get a clip of all the good things you said about Joe Burrow, or you're going to be with the Rams and we'll go back to that first clip. You know what I mean? You can talk about whatever the fuck you want to hear.
I hear you.
But that's how it would go, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Without question.
I agree.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm not disappointed at all with this Super Bowl. It's exactly what I wanted. I did not want Mahomes again. I as much as I love that 49ers team because I love them as well. It's just I wanted the Rams. I said them since the beginning, and we're gonna get into it. But I think the matchup favors the Rams.
Any person that comes on in this studio that crip walks across my desk and gives their Super Bowl prediction, I'll give $20 to.
What do you mean by crip walk?
You don't know what crip walking is?
No.
Oh,
No, I'm not up
That's
to date.
LA. You been to LA? Oh, by the way,
About 40 years
you
ago.
know your boy called Lisa back, right?
Oh, no, I don't know any of this.
Well, Brandon, yeah, she told you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Brandon
He
Gomes,
did say that.
he's going to come on the podcast.
Yeah, he said that
when things
once
slow
he
down a
got,
little bit. But
settled
how
in.
impressive was that? He answered an email in a day.
Wow, it's Fall River Connection. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, but
Hopefully,
did he know it was coming from? Oh, I don't know what she put in the heading.
Yeah,
I think she
I
put,
don't know.
but he don't even know you're on with me.
No, not yet.
So that's how we go. That's how we go.
I don't have access to him. I would have to call his uncle up. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's cool.
yeah, no.
But once he knows you are, I want to go out there and do.
Might happen.
Listen, because I got some connects out there. I want to go out there for a week and do a week's worth of podcasts.
I'm down just to get out there to see a
Yeah.
Dodger game. So I was
You
going to
can
do it.
travel, like-
I was going to do it pre-COVID, and then the COVID hit that year, and then that shut everything down.
L.A. And I got a dude from Fall River that we helped out through the Herren project that is a manager at the Beverly Hills Hilton.
Really?
Said he can get us suites, right? You ready?
Wow, that's high end.
Less than $200
Well,
at the Beverly Hills Hilton.
if that's the case,
We're there.
make sure we get a commitment on that. That
What?
sounds like
for the money? Oh, no,
Yeah.
the kid ain't gonna bullshit.
That's serious.
What do you think? He's gonna fucking lie to me. I'm gonna fly out there and fucking kill him on the job.
Knowing you, yeah.
I mean, listen. If you fucking tell me if I'm
what I
going
mean.
to LA,
That's what I'm saying.
and you tell me
That's
you
what
got
I'm
it locked
saying.
in,
It better be locked
you fucking
in.
got it.
Yeah.
But not just me. Just don't pin that on me.
No, I would never
that's
do
a
that.
grown-
No,
that's a grown man
yeah,
thing.
We've seen it happen. You know.
I mean, your word is currency.
That's what I'm
if
saying.
you're friends. I
No,
mean,
that's
come
what
on.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So,
it's
Riley, you're on fire. You came a pass away from being 4-2 in your picks. People are torturing me. Okay? On
Social media.
social media. Because I'm one pick down from being 500.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like I never said I was fucking Jimmy the Greek, bro.
Well, people have to realize one thing: these NFL playoffs.
What did Tony Soprano say?
Yeah, well, that too.
Never chase the money, don't
money.
beat the
Don't bet
NFL.
NFL. Not only that, this is historical numbers that I'm going to give you on these playoffs that we haven't seen in the history of the NFL on these underdogs. This doesn't happen. These underdogs do not win in the NFL playoffs like this, Mike. I'm going to give you the numbers later, and it's going to blow your mind.
How'd you do? You said you barely broke even?
Yeah, the 49ers. Good thing I didn't make any bets on the Chiefs because I was shoveling snow. Otherwise, I would have lost on
I
that.
took a fucking beating.
And then the 49ers.
I'm gonna get into Andy Reid.
And
And I'm gonna get into Mahomes' ass.
And I'm gonna get into McVay too.
What?
I'm gonna get into McVay too because
McVay, who,
the coach of the Rams, because I thought he botched that game up
what,
insanely.
going 4 on 4th down?
No, for not having any timeouts left with 11 minutes in the game, a challenge in plays that were clearly he was going to lose on. I mean, he mismanaged that game completely. They won that game in spite of him because he has not looked good in either one of these games in the playoffs, and they are very, very lucky that they're still standing right now because they could have very easily lost to Brady when they blew that big lead. And that game yesterday, aside from that defensive back dropping that ball, McVay would have his decisions in that game. He made Mike McCarthy look good, Mike, and that's hard to do. So,
and he had one challenge all year during the regular season. He challenged twice in that single game. Like maybe he just was like, all right, we need a challenge because it's this big occasion. It's the NFC Championship game. But he challenged one time all season, and in that game you challenged twice. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like you're going against what you've done all season.
If you watch the replay on those challenges, you were clearly going to lose those challenges. I've never seen a playoff game where a team with 11 minutes left in the game
had no
timeouts left. So you had to go 9 minutes for the rest of that game at the referee's mercy. A bad call in that game. Now you cannot challenge anything. That was completely a game mismanaged. I haven't seen like that in a long time. But
I guess I haven't seen this animated since you've been on the show.
He's got the talent to save him. He did it blowing the 27-3 lead against Tom Brady, and Stafford bailed him out of that game. And he did it, and he did the same.
And he's got a general manager that pulled off one of the great mid-season signings of all time with Odell Beckham Jr. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Getting Stafford, getting Von Miller, they've gone on all in, and they're right there. They're right there to being able to check it off and saying we did it right. But maybe it's like against the Patriots last time.
It's a true David and Goliath story. I mean, this is like right out of the Bible biblically. If you're looking at, it's like, okay, you got this monster metropolis in L.A. with this monster facility. And then you got Cincinnati from the Rust Belt, right?
Small market.
Right.
Yep.
They're eating fondue in L.A., you know what I mean? And Cincinnati, they're eating fried chitlins.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Okay. People are busting their ass, going to work, shoveling snow, working in factories, working everywhere. In L.A., they're riding in their Bentleys, and they're going to the spa and they're drinking $50 protein, $50 smoothies.
That's a great way of putting it.
Okay, you know what I mean. You got a team that, just like the city they represent, throws money around and has bought success.
That's exactly what it is.
But they've spent the money in the right places, and most don't. Okay?
That's correct.
So I applaud them for that. But they have those resources, and they have that thing, and they got that state-of-the-art facility. And then you got Cincinnati with the homegrown quarterback.
Drafted everything.
Coming off of injury, and him and his best friend, his college wide receiver, are doing the same shit at the same levels they did in college on a pro field. Okay?
Yeah.
No,
you got people in Cincinnati that are going to dip into their life savings to buy a Super Bowl. But you got these rich motherfuckers from LA that'll probably sell their ticket because they want to go to the party in Calabasas at the fucking Kardashian house or whatever the fuck they're going. Okay? Or the Pacific Palisades. You got people from Cincinnati who young men, and young women, never in 100 million years. Have they ever won a Super Bowl?
No. And I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
When I watched that game yesterday, when they showed the bars of Cincinnati erupt,
awesome.
What did that remind? Bingo.
Of course, of course.
04,
same shit.
04 Red Sox.
But the bars of Boston were twice as crazy.
Oh, it was. But I mean,
it was that night.
Similar.
So it was that night. But that's the shot now. You know what I mean? And ever since they've been doing that, they did the Red Sox and saw how successful the Sox were. Now they're going to do it everywhere. You're going to see bars from Cincinnati, if they're in that Super Bowl game, you're going to see it 5 times on the Super Bowl.
It's going to be insane over there.
But you have the working class versus the cultural elite.
Yep.
Okay? You have the have-nots versus the haves. Okay? You got factory workers versus movie producers. Okay? Yep. But let me tell you a little something about Joe Burrow. That's a bad motherfucker right there. Okay?
There's no quitting.
And as long as he is under center, you got a chance to win. Okay? We're going to dive into that as well, too. The Super Bowl that nobody wanted except Cincinnati, Ohio. My prediction is it'll be among the lowest rated Super Bowls of all time, but halftime can bail them out.
Dr. Dre.
Eminem.
So you don't know what crip walking is, Birdie, right?
No.
Can we show Birdie a video of crip walking? Riley knows what's up.
My street level goes back to Columbus.
Your gangster?
Columbus Park, there was no
the hustle?
crip walk at Columbus Park back in the 70s.
Your gangster goes back to the hustle, Birdie.
Let me see what this is.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it goes back to John Travolta.
It is uniquely L.A.
Okay, there it is.
No, that's not crip
That's
walking.
not it?
No.
Hold on. Wait, it's telling you how to do
Dre,
it.
Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg. I will tune in for that halftime show. I am looking forward
Snoop
to
Dogg's
that.
going to crip walk his ass over that stage with a smile on his face like, hey, look at the cop doing it.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen that before. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
That's a white boy. That's a cop fucking it up. That's almost not even right.
That looks like a moonwalk in there.
Yeah, it's the shuffle of defeat. My ex-girl used to know how to do
That's
it.
a little Antonio Brown when he was doing that dance in Pittsburgh, and then
This is L.A. This is from the Crips. There you go. Now that's a Crip. That's a Crip walk right
like
there.
a little Irish kid
Yeah,
from
yeah,
South Boston
yeah.
dancing around Dropkick
Yeah.
Murphys a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh, there's Snoop. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're
right
gonna
there.
get. You better be. I don't know how much weight this.
What songs are they gonna play?
Go back to the bits of Dr. Dre and Snoop.
California
would be one of
I know
them.
what they should do. If I was
definitely one of them.
if I was producing that Super Bowl,
Yep.
do you know what I would do? I would get holograms from Easy Motherfucking E and Tupac and put them on stage.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
If I was producing that, you feeling me, Riley, right? I could hear you going, yeah.
Because Dre and Snoop were Death Row
They're all-
Records,
yeah,
right?
they're all
With,
talking, they're not
Tupac.
talking,
No,
but
but
they're
they
all-
were together when Pac was still around, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was animal. There's all
For a
kinds
while,
of...
no, I mean for a while they were
Oh,
solid.
yeah.
Though,
But if you want to hit, and where's Ice Cube?
Ooh, that's right.
Maybe they bring Ice Cube out without telling
Central.
anybody?
Boys in the Hood.
Today was a good day. No chopper, no AK. Okay, today was a good day. But the holograms, I'm all about it, dude. Put them on there.
I'll tell you what, you're 100% right about two different worlds clashing here as far as Cincinnati and the Midwest and LA. Couldn't be more different than two lifestyles as far as the fan base. But
Yeah. Are you surprised at the line?
yes.
I'm shocked.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm
not.
shocked.
I
Well,
think watching the Bengals game against the Chiefs and seeing how fast they can score and how fast their offense is, to me, it just shows me that they can keep up with any offense in the league scoring points.
But you told me
I did.
that the Rams have the perfect recipe to beat them.
I did, and I still believe that.
Yeah.
I still think they have the
As
perfect recipe.
I do too.
But I just think that offense is so high powered and they have so many weapons. It's almost impossible to stop that team. Like you take away Jamar Chase, and the Chiefs did that.
You don't think they could knock Burrow out of the game?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
This whole season, I
that-
haven't seen him once get knocked out of the game.
I thought they almost knocked Stafford out. I mean, excuse me. I thought they almost knocked Jimmy G out.
So
Stafford got hit a few
Yeah,
times. though.
yeah.
once they take out Jamar Chase, and the Chiefs did a pretty good job of that, except his one touchdown catch that was like a good fade throw. T. Higgins is so good. He had like 6 catches, 100-something
And that's
yards.
why T. Higgins and those guys
Yep.
are getting those.
And that's why I think it's going to be so hard to stop that team because they have so many weapons.
They were tough. They were getting the first down.
Joe Mixon had an amazing game running the ball. He had like 100-something yards. So as much as I do think they have the perfect recipe to beat them, the Rams do, I just agree with the line because I feel like the game's going to be so close because both offenses can score so much and it's going to be such a tight game.
I will be
I don't know if
shocked.
it's going to be a tight game, but
I will be shocked. I'm not betting on LA.
I wouldn't bet
I'm not
against them.
betting on LA. If I'm going to watch that Super Bowl, I'll bet light on Cincinnati so I can root for Cincinnati
Yep.
because I want Cincinnati to win.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I mean, LA's got it all, baby. Movie stars. We've been down that road.
Star
With this
power
show.
on every
Come on,
position.
man. Give them poor bastards. Okay, my Red Sox soul is with you, Cincy.
I'm the
Get the timestamp on this. My Red Sox soul
I agree 100%.
is with you, Cincinnati. It is time to break the chains. You guys are going to do it. You're going to get it done. A man by the name of Joe, Brooklyn Bayou Joe, is going to get it done for you.
So,
Okay?
do you want?
And our coaching staff.
I was just going to say, do you want to give the guy's name because he was the star of the weekend, if you ask me.
What, the defensive coordinator for Cincinnati?
100%, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That guy who anybody that could have named him before they going even into these playoffs, you could give him $1 million because I had no clue who he was.
Stoic, standing on the line, no bullshit, and didn't have 50 assistants on the side of him, had a little clipboard, and was old school, and he went into halftime. Man, I fell asleep. I thought my bet was in. I thought everything was good. I was getting ready, blah blah blah. I took a little nap, and bang.
Yep.
Boom. And it didn't stop. I said, okay, 1 touchdown's not too bad. Okay, 2 touchdowns. But I'll tell you what I did see, Birdie, was the fear in Mahomes' eyes.
He didn't look right. He didn't look right. And the body language, him in the second half, he did not. I don't know what happened to him.
Nobody did.
He didn't. I mean,
it's the first time I've ever seen him blink. And let me take you back to a time when people said Mahomes was going to win 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Super Bowls. I mean, they break LeBron's balls about that.
You can put that conversation to rest.
He's so young, though. And that's what scares me.
He ain't gonna get to the 5.
No, I'm not. I don't think he will, and I hope he won't. But there's still so much time. It's not like we're talking about a guy who's like Stafford, who's 31. He's 25, and I get the big contract, and trust me, again, I hope more than anybody. I was rooting for the Bengals so hard because I hate the Chiefs.
He's played a lot of football.
I do, but it scares me that he's so incredibly young and he's so good at his age. And he's already considered, and I still believe this, he's the best quarterback in the league right now at his age. And I still think he has at least 15.
Be under QB quarterback in a big game? I don't.
He's only lost 3 playoff games in 4 years, and 2 of them were to Brady, and 1 was to Joe Burrow.
Sure, but he looked badly.
See, the thing that was weird about that game is with Mahomes and the Chiefs, because of the game with the Bills, I would have thought they would have had an emotional letdown in the first half and picked up steam going into the game.
It was too easy for them. That was the recipe.
That was part of it.
They relaxed.
I think you're right. I think it came too easy, and they got cocky. That play before the half.
Mahomes is a
That was stupid.
That swung the game.
That was a stupid play.
I hate to say it. That swung the game.
Well, is that the field goal you're talking
about?
Yeah,
it was like 2 seconds left in the game. Instead of kicking the field goal and guaranteeing your points, because Buckner does not miss. He can kick it from 100 yards away. He doesn't miss. Guaranteeing your points to make it 24-3. They go for it.
24-10.
Yeah. No, it was 3 at that point.
No, I think they
was it 10?
A touchdown. Yeah.
Either way, it was a low scoring game. They would have had guaranteed points. They go for it.
They didn't get the ball.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill doesn't get it on the 1 yard line.
And the play call was atrocious. With 5 seconds left, you're swinging the ball backwards in that play. At least you have to throw a slant where it's incomplete and you still can kick the field goal. That play call made no sense. But
hey, what did Tom Brady say when only 2 teams wanted to sign him, right? What he learned was there's a lot of guys making bad decisions.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we've seen it over and over in these playoffs this year.
Listen, I get it.
And Andy
Garoppolo getting that big contract.
But a lot of 100 things.
Yeah, so many.
Things.
Andy Reid's usually, not a guy that's going to make a mistake like that.
We sold Babe Ruth. Some fucking genius for the Boston Red Sox signed the best hitter, best pitcher company for a fucking play.
How about Bill Russell?
Bill Russell, we told him we got to send a circus to his fucking house. Yeah. I'll send a circus to your house. We'll do BadCatz podcast right there. The circus
for 11 championships later.
So let me just throw some quick numbers at you of some insane stuff that happened this weekend. That's just absurd. Matt Stafford, going into any game down 10 points entering the fourth quarter in his career, 0-26.
That's nuts.
Sean McVay, coach of the Rams, in his tenure as Rams, with the same statistic, down 10 going into the fourth quarter, 0-14. So that's 0-40 between the both of them to come back and win these games. NFL playoff history, never, ever, since 1975, since they went into the seeding of teams, has then been a Super Bowl without a number 1 or 2 seed in the Super Bowl. And
that's crazy.
Just insanity.
That's crazy.
Okay.
But one thing about that 1 or 2, I think the Rams have a good enough team where they probably should have been a 1 or 2.
They resemble
They were definitely, in my opinion, a lot better than the Cowboys team was, and they were, for me, right on the level with the Buccaneers team.
That's very well. You're right on point there. Very well said. But
they were a 4.
They have the personnel.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
without question. To me, that team doesn't look like a 4 seed.
No, but it is a 4 seed because that's how strong the NFC was. But that's still impressive. And the Bengals team, to me, again,
they had a rough patch when Stafford was struggling handling pressure for a while there, but
And as far as the coach, this guy Zach Taylor for the Bengals,
unbelievable.
You've got to give him the credit. First 2 years, combined record in 2 seasons, 5 wins, 26 losses, and 1 tie for the first 2 seasons of his career to turn that organization around this year. to where it's at. I mean,
And you know how young they are? Like, Burrow's 25. We all get that he's young. Jamar Chase, the best receiver on their team, pretty much, 21 years old.
Yeah.
So he's 2 years older than me.
Sure.
T. Higgins, 23.
Sure.
Joe Mixon, 25.
Sure.
Like, they're all so young, and they have so much time ahead of them.
Don't rally. But yeah. But listen to me. Dan Marino said the same thing. Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, and all of it, and never got back there.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta close
They do.
the
moment.
deal.
Seize the
Carpe
moment.
diem. Seize the day.
Don't know
one of
what's
the
the
most
future
one of the
holds.
most quoted Latin phrases ever. Carpe diem. You seize the day because there's injuries in football. You're holding together 50, 60 guys.
Don't know how what the future
multiple
will hold.
coaches.
That's
All
correct.
the yin and yang.
They're just gonna be together for a long time.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah,
But they do need to win here because how often are they gonna be able to like? Everything was playing in their way, and especially because I thought that they were kind of in the Chiefs' head a little bit, that they already beat them before. And
Sure.
how often are you going to be able to not have a number one seed in the AFC Championship game?
See, keep a team together, being down that much at halftime, being dominant like they were, okay, and for them to come out in the most hostile environment in all the National Football League, and to fucking put it on the Chiefs. Like, I was the first time I saw Pat Mahomes shook. Patrick Mahomes.
He just did not look confident. His body language.
I bet on you. You're the man. You're the best.
He was.
You were shook.
He was trying to force that game in the second half and at the end of that game, and he was running around like the Three Stooges in that game at the end of that game.
So their defensive line actually had a really good game. They were getting a lot of pressure on Mahomes, and he had to move. He had to move around a lot. Yeah. And that last play in the game, they got so lucky that the offensive lineman picked that up, because if he
game's over.
They did lose the game. They lost the game in the long run, but if he picked it up, that would have been game over right there. They would have had no chance of coming back. And that's one thing I don't like about Mahomes, is that whenever he gets pressure, he loves to run backwards and dance around backwards, and you lose so much yards by that.
He's got the arm
so much. I know, but look what happened in that, right?
Sure.
He was dancing around, came back, lost 15 yards, and fumbled it.
Hey.
I agree.
Very smart guy told me about basketball that applies to every sport. Your behavior and your actions have to coincide with time and score.
Yep.
And moment.
And I don't think that went along with that.
Absolutely.
It didn't go along with time and score.
Score, moment. Bad to do.
It made the kick. It made the kick harder for them, and he was a centimeter away from losing the ball to the other team, and he takes so much time off.
Energy.
Yeah, exactly.
How much energy did that take from him?
So the coaching staff.
But hold on. We want to talk about missed opportunities and drop passes. How about that San Francisco 49er defensive back?
God.
Oh, my God. What is that poor bastard's name?
Got tweet.
He tweeted. He's like, "Oh, that's my bad." He's like, "I dreamed about having that play before, and it was right there, and I didn't make the play. That loss is on me." He's like, "All I can do is go back and try harder next week." Next season.
Good for him.
But to be fair, like, if I'm a Rams fan, I'm thinking, okay,
guaranteed that was his agent putting that out. But good for them.
If he makes that 49ers offense wasn't moving the ball well all day, I don't think. Like,
it's still time.
There was, and it would have changed the game. But
not only
what I didn't like was that Deebo Samuel didn't have his best game at all. Like, before
he got banged around.
He did have that big catch for 50 yards, but
he got hit hard a couple times.
Yeah, when he was rushing, he wasn't doing great.
Him as in effect. Listen to me. I mean, what I say, the cream rises to the top, right? Water finds its levels, right? The athleticism and the resumes of the defensive players on that LA Rams team came up. We came in here talking about the 49ers defense was going to do it, but I mean, it was the other way around.
It wasn't that.
You know what I mean? And like I said, like, is there a better? Is there a? And by the way, I said it, and I know Riley's going to say what, but Cooper Kupp should be the most valuable player in the NFL this year.
Another monster game.
Should be.
Another monster game.
Gotta be. I mean, gotta be.
You're talking triple crown of receiving, breaking some records that have held since Jerry Rice. I mean,
yeah.
I don't
know two big plays to send Tom Brady into retirement.
Yeah,
well, we don't know if
the voting takes playoffs into consideration. I think those votes may have already been cast, but
no, they don't.
They don't.
It's a regular season.
Another thing on Stafford, though, as good as he played in that game, and he had a very good game, he has the tendency, and he threw that ball up there. That was a lame duck. That was a horrible throw with nobody near that guy to put it up there, and that could have been the game. So he's very lucky that guy dropped that ball, because he would have been the GOAT in that game.
One thing we know, if you follow it like we do, there are moments in time that if they go another way, things could be a lot different.
And that was one of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that when I was watching that. It was right there, and he just drops it. But hey, the saying is that's why he's playing defense, right, and not wide receiver.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You took the words right out of my
But
mouth.
Cooper Kupp did have a drop that I did not expect. That was a big drop as well.
He had his eyes on the end zone.
Yeah, because on that big drop on the slant route, he was gone. There was nobody ahead of him, and I did not believe that he dropped that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens to the best of them. So
it's like dropping your beer when you see a nice nice young lady walk by you, for a little bit. It's like you're lost in the look to see where you're going.
A deer in the headlights. Yeah. He made up for it though for the rest of the game though for that one drop.
Let me tell you something. Did you see Mike Brown, the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals?
No, I didn't see
Mike Brown, you are a cool ass dude, old school, good for you, okay? Jerry Jones and Bob Kraft and the Rams, everybody's got 1,000 celebrities around them sitting in a box, blah, 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 doing it. This guy is sitting outside by himself, okay, locked in watching the game.
Really?
He don't want fucking nobody around him, talking to him, watching that game, dude. He's got his life's work in there. All right, that was cool. That was an unbelievable shot that they did. They should have shown more of it. And again, it goes to the simplicity and the work ethic in the rudimentary way where the people in Cincinnati live their lives, as opposed to the other end. This is class war for me, bro. And I'm riding with Cincinnati.
No, I am too, Mike.
I'm riding with Cincinnati.
I don't think
I'll be the lone wolf with the Rams.
I don't.
Oh, I know. You love the lone wolf. That's cool.
The odds favor the odds favor the Rams, but I'm pulling for the Bengals also.
The Brady Blizzard, appropriate? Oh, what? You buying the name? Are you buying the name? That's what they're saying. What? Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, what the fuck else you want to call it?
Yeah.
Blizzard from hell?
Yeah, the 77 couldn't touch it. This couldn't touch it. No. And let me ask you a question, right? Like, what was I don't understand this run on stores and this behavior. You know what I mean? And I'll give the weatherman credit. They finally got it right. But
actually, it was worse than they predicted.
Yeah. At the end of the day, though, Birdie, right?
Yep.
Right? Nobody died.
Well, hopefully not.
Nobody starved, right?
No, we were
and you were incapacitated for at most a day and a half.
Yeah, pretty much.
The convenience store was open the following day. Okay.
Yep.
The stores were open. There was traffic going by. I mean, it's New England. It's gonna happen. Just enjoy it. Grab your number one girl. Or grab your number one dude, right?
Shack up.
Shack up. Grab some beer, grab some bottle of wine, make some cookies, right?
Whoa.
Cook and just roll with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's nothing you can do. You have no control over it.
But what's this mania?
Well,
listen to me. Hey,
I think
listen, losing power is different story.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Listen to me, you go to there. You buy 2 boxes of Princess spaghetti. You buy some pasta sauce.
Ramen noodles.
All right. You grab some homemade. You get some frozen meatballs. You put it in a pot, and that's food for everybody for 2 days. Everybody's gonna be all right. The fucking Indians lived in this shit and survived.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? I mean, we got fucking HVAC units, hot to cold and I mean, what are we doing? Going crazy, chasing fucking raping and polluting fucking Stop and Shops. Did you see the fucking shells? Yeah. Lisa sent me a picture. Why the mania?
We were 15 deep in Seabra, Riley. Remember last week? I mean, before it started.
Why the mania? Blows my
I guess
mind,
people are more worried about the power going down.
You want to know why? Because people are cray, Brady. Just fucking say it. They're fucking
part
crazy.
Of it. Yeah,
and I am too. I am too.
Oh, thankfully.
But I tell you what, I'm not going to wait 25 people in line to grab 3 extra loaves of bread, 2 gallons of milk, a pound and a half of cheese, and some bologna. That's for sure. You know what I mean? That ain't happening. That ain't happening. And every once in a while, we need to slow down, right? Like we need the day. Take it, roll with your families, have a blast.
Yeah.
So here we go. Oh boy, what do we got next here? Okay, We got Cooper Cup, we got all that Super Bowl nobody wanted.
Tom Brady.
I think the line is going to be at 7. 6.5, 7.
I wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if it's going to get there, but it's trending to go from 3.5 upwards. It ain't going back down. I was surprised it came out at 3.5. I thought it would have been higher than that, but
4 now, right?
it's already up to 4.5 already. So that Vegas sometimes does put a bad number out, but if this gets up to 6 or 7, that means
But don't you get like 2.5, 3 points for home field? I thought that was what the
Yeah,
worst
but
thing.
technically the Rams are the away team.
I know.
So I don't think
fucking foolish.
I don't think it
Now,
matters.
do they going to leave locker rooms? That's a big deal then. If
I don't
that's
know.
a problem.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how that works. But
I
do
would
know the
say
Rams
no.
are the away team because, like, it just doesn't make any sense because the Bengals are going to wear their home stuff, and which means the Rams have the second choice of
If I'm
uniforms.
the Bengals, I'm staying in the white. Fuck you. I'm staying in.
Makes sense, yeah.
I ain't changing anything.
That's what they've been winning
I'm
with.
not changing the bus driver. I'm not changing. You know what I mean? If you fight with your girl the night before, fight with her again.
Are you going to be?
You know, if you're up drinking whiskey till 4 o'clock in the morning gambling, dude, everybody stays doing the same
Are
shit.
you going to be Hacksaw Reynolds on the team bus in full uniform going to the game?
With a broken leg, right?
Oh, that was Jack Youngblood.
This is a food delivery from Cynthia Purcell Costa, I believe.
You got to be kidding me, right?
Is that Joe Shorter?
Oh my goodness!
Okay. Don't eat any of that food.
We got Shannon. Come on in. Come on
Yeah,
in. Grab
yeah.
a seat over here, Shannon. Grab a mic.
Oh.
No, she ain't coming in.
Did she leave like that again?
I don't know,
She leaves
Mike.
like a thief in the night. That
Yeah,
is so
could be.
cheesy, dude.
I don't know.
Golly. Did she leave the food?
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay. Questions 1 to 9. Birdie.
Rock and roll number 7.
Number 7 is Odell Beckham Jr.'s midseason signing, the best midseason pickup in NFL history that you can remember.
I don't know if Charles Haley was a preseason signing, so I don't think we can throw him in the mix because he might have been the best free agent signing of all time. Might have been either Haley or
He was like assassin for hire
Deion
for a while.
Sanders, but I don't believe that was mid-season. So
What are you thinking, bro? You know any mid-seasons?
I can't think
I can't
of much
think of one
more.
off the top of my head.
I mean, to come into a team and just look like that and just absolutely turn it around, especially because like it was so weird that like imagine if he never signed, they like the team would be so different
They would
because
not be there.
they lost Robert Woods
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
the day that he signed. So it was like poetic kind of like where like it sucks for Robert Woods because I think if Robert Woods is on that team is even better than they are right now because they have so many
Of
weapons
course
at
they
that
would.
point, obviously. But like it's so poetic that the day that he signed,
look how much better Antonio Brown made the Buccaneers.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
Odell's got to be up there.
mid-season
If they win the
sign
Super
a
Bowl,
lot, yeah.
if they win the Super Bowl and he has a huge game in the Super Bowl, 80, 90 yards, 100 yards, then yeah, he's got to be the best.
How about I
midseason
bet on
of
my
all time.
boy Odell Beckham for MVP of the Super Bowl? Those odds out yet?
Probably not yet. But
you'll be getting a good.
I think it's going to come on the defensive line side. I think it's either going to be Donald, Von Miller, the other ones that I forgot their names. I think it's going to be one of them because I think they're going to have a lot of opportunities to make plays, and I think it'll be one of them.
Can Joe Burrow slither away? Slick Joe. Does Joe get a girl? I mean, what's going on with
I
it?
don't know.
The agent?
If he's not-
America's most eligible bachelor, without question.
They'll be hunting him down pretty quick.
Listen, for real. I forgot to talk about this. Somebody needs to put Mahomes' girl in check, Jack.
Yeah.
This girl is bat shit cray. I'm not kidding you. Ask Riley. Riley, is she cray or
Yeah, I
what?
don't like her. She's annoying.
She is the Karen's Karen, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Put her
Wow.
get her in check, I guess. Well, now that they're out of the playoffs, I guess
And
that'll.
she's not even that
her
fine.
in check. No.
Listen to me. If I am Patrick Mahomes, oh my God, I'd have some beautiful doctor or lawyer from fucking Harvard.
No, that's his
Like
that's his high
Kate
school
Verdi
sweetheart.
and,
Yeah,
like, Irish
they've been
blood.
together since high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So give some advice to Joe Burrow real quick. How old's Joe? 24?
25.
Joe, stay single. Enjoy the ride while you can. Joe, take my advice on this one.
And trust me, make him sign waivers
Yeah.
to have sex with you.
Yeah.
Do you know after
Part of it.
after that bogus ass rape things? That's what I had to do. If I was in a woman's company, right?
It's a big thing
Believe
with
me.
athletes nowadays.
Seriously, I did it.
Yeah, no,
You
I
ask
hear you.
Lori and ask people that work here.
Derrick Rose.
I
the
did, I
Knicks
did
guy.
it.
Yeah,
I
hear
did
you.
it.
I don't. You know what? I don't blame you 1 second, Mike.
No.
In this world we live in nowadays, Derrick Rose, the point guard for the Knicks. Remember he had the allegation out in L.A. or whatever. It's and he was exonerated out of that too. So
Sure.
it's
but the damage is done.
Yeah, no,
The chief of police wants to write me a letter to get it expunged. I'm like, if you get expunged, Google, go crazy. But whatever. All right, next question, Riley.
Number 2.
Do you think Andy Reid got out-coached? Yes, yes,
absolutely.
and yes. One more time with 4 exclamation points. Yes.
So I like Andy Reid.
So do I.
And as
I've prayed for Andy Reid. That man has been through some pain.
Yes.
Is this kid in jail yet?
I don't know what the situation is with that, but
I think he's going, right? I think he got 3 years, right?
Don't know
For
what
the
the
homicide?
adjudication on that was, but
Oh, adjudication. What did
Yeah,
they
I don't
do?
know.
You
That
brought your
one's-
A game today.
that one slithered out real quick. Anyway, Andy Reid, not to say that I don't like him, because I do like Andy Reid personally, but his coaching record, you're looking at a little bit
He left a lot on the table.
overrated too.
Yeah.
his
I'll
playoff.
never get Tampa Bay beating them without with Keyshawn Johnson. And who was Juravicious?
Joe Juravicius,
Yeah,
one of the receivers there.
Yeah.
By Andy Reid, he went to 5 consecutive NFC Championship games, I believe, when he was with the Eagles, and he lost 4 in a row. Then he did make the Super Bowl, so this was his 4th with the Chiefs in a row. But his playoff record, 19-16, that's not going to cut it
For an all-time
No,
great. Yeah,
no.
sure.
But he's in the top 10 for most wins of all time. I think he's towards 7 or 8.
No,
and he's the first coach ever to have 2 different teams go 4 times in a row to a conference championship with the Chiefs and the Eagles.
No, I think the team building, I think the mindset, I think the philosophy, I think that all works for him. Okay? I just think, like I mean, listen to me. This sucks. But there's a difference. Muhammad Ali's Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier's Joe Frazier.
George Foreman, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a difference.
There's levels to it.
I mean, you gotta. I mean, there's a difference between the Montreal Canadiens and the Quebec Nordiques. There's a difference between the Lakers. You gotta win it.
I was surprised he got out-coached, especially because of how young that coach is, Zach Taylor, and he doesn't have nearly as much experience as Andy Reid does.
Defensive coordinator, man, his look, he was locked in.
That Bengals coaching staff hasn't made any mistakes in the 3
Bro,
I've watched all
I'm
these
telling you
games.
right now.
They have not mismanaged the clock. They have not made any
Not only
mistakes at all.
have they not made mistakes, they put their team in a better situation to win.
Yeah,
Without question.
I think one of the best things that they did this year was draft Evan McPherson, because that dude is just locked in. He hasn't missed a single kick all postseason. He just lasers in every single time, no matter where he is. It's just insane.
Have that prop bet this
Yep,
week
of
again,
course.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
He's
you're right
just
on that, man.
He's a sniper. He doesn't miss.
Okay, next question.
4.
Oh, if you were San Francisco, would you pursue Tom Brady for 1 year? Does the Tom Brady ride end back in his hometown?
Absolutely. If I'm John Lynch, I'm on the phone already. After what you saw Jimmy G do yesterday, not only am I looking for Tom Brady, I'm getting Jimmy G out of there so fast right now. Anybody that wants
he's gone. Jimmy G's gone.
Done.
4th
round pick
and he
to
served him
7th
well. He
round
got him to a lot of big games.
Yes, but
Trey Lance is the future. But I mean, if you're gonna sit 1 year and wait, you might want to wait under the master, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be an artist, train under Picasso.
Riley?
I don't know. Just because I don't know the situations of the contracts that they're in and how much Brady's going to take up for the cap, and do they want to waste another year on Trey Lance's contract, because he is so young. If you get him in now, you can sign more guys. But it pretty much guarantees them to go to the NFC Championship game right then and there.
If they got Brady?
Yeah, it guarantees them to go to the NFC Championship game. It doesn't guarantee them to go to the Super Bowl just because I think the NFC is so stacked that
Well, for the first time in his life, Brady doesn't have to do too much.
No, he doesn't, because that defense is really, really good.
Dude.
Well, Brady ran into bad luck this year with the injuries for Tampa at the end of the year, and then that crazy Antonio Brown situation.
He had his best statistical season ever. 5,365 yards yards as a career record.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got one more in the tank.
Yeah, he ran into bad luck, the injuries this year. So
do you sign him, Riley?
I don't know. I would say no, just because I want to just roll with the guy that I traded so much to get with.
Okay, that's well thought out. How about you?
Well, for 1 year, yeah. It's only going to be 1 year anyway, and you're still going to have Trey Lance. Aaron Rodgers waited 3 years, didn't he? And so did
how long did Steve Young wait?
Other guys.
How long did Steve Young wait?
The only difference was that the quarterbacks make so much more now. Is that like as soon as Trey Lance's contract is up, you're gonna have to pay him so much because to try to find a quarterback in free agent NFL, it's so rare.
You sign Tom Brady, and they're going to make that money.
I agree. I think it propels them right away. But the thing is the Rams are in. So say the Rams win the Super Bowl, they automatically have to play the Super Bowl champions twice.
From there,
yes, I get that. I get that. Yes,
was in the building when in the third deck when Montana threw it to Dwight Clark. Okay, and he's not going to take a lot of money. Can we get the Can we get the salaries of the NFL quarterbacks? Because I'm going to say $25 million that Brady gets is. I bet you there's 15 guys making more money than him.
Well, the salaries nowadays, I wouldn't doubt it.
I say there's 15 guys.
Not 15, it's close to it.
15 quarterbacks in the NFL making more money than him. We got it right now, Riley?
That's half the league, so I don't know.
All right, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if not, it's close.
What's that bum-ass Ryan Tannehill making?
29. 29 over.
So there you go.
Yeah. Dak's through the roof. Kirk Cousins is through the roof. Dak's contract. That's off the top of my head.
All right.
You got a lot of rookies, though.
But hold on. But we ain't done yet. Matt Stafford's making more than he is.
Probably.
Jimmy G's making more than he is.
Probably.
Not probably. They are.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. Okay. I don't know what the contract is.
Baker Mayfield's making more. No. He's still on that rookie deal.
So he's at 25 a year, which puts him at the same level as Carr. Two less than Stafford, 2 less than Garoppolo, 4 less than Tannehill, 5 less than Matt Ryan. This is per year, by the way. 5 less than Matt Ryan. My math here, damn it. 7 less than Wentz.
Yeah, it's close.
So he's close. It's a middle of the pack like contract.
But how many teams are? I said 15 teams are ahead of him. How many guys? Because you got them right there, right?
Like I said, it's half the league. It's probably close to that, though, if it isn't in that.
13 guys.
Yeah. 13 teams.
13 guys are ahead of them, yeah.
You're right.
He's always in 14th place. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but it just made the Brady thing a lot more interesting.
Because when we're talking about how many teams would be able to sign him to win, that is a perfect fit for him. I'm saying, me personally, I don't know. That's such a tough thing to have because
he wants to play the 45. He can play with his hometown team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great weather.
It is metropolitan enough.
There's only one person.
Hold on. It's metropolitan enough, and there's enough money there for Giselle.
That's the only person that's going to make the final decision, though.
No, not the final one, really.
Usually a woman does, Mike.
Really? If you're Tom motherfucking Brady?
Yeah, I don't care.
Motherfucker, Tom's fucking 7 Super Bowl Brady?
She did send him a letter that she was unhappy, remember, a couple of years ago about
Well, tell her if she's unhappy, tell her to go back to fucking Rio.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Walking around in a fucking bikini and get followed around by photographers. I hear you, but come on. Stay out the way. Move! What did Ludacris say? Move! Get out the way! Get out the way!
I haven't seen Tom Brady
me, Riley?
do a press conference to announce his retirement yet.
Listen to this. Lamar Jackson makes like nothing. He makes $2.3 million a year.
Robbed.
Really?
And that's why I'm saying I wouldn't do it just because like Lamar's making that much, right? And he's nowhere near than Tom Brady. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying he's a higher end quarterback in the league. We can all agree on that. Like he gives you a better chance. He gives you a better chance to win than most quarterbacks do in the NFL.
Yes.
So that's my point: is that you're not spending so much on him. You can spend around him, and then once those contracts deplete, that's when you spend on Lamar. And theoretically, in recent NFL history, the younger teams win when their quarterbacks are making way less because you're not spending on everybody else, and that's why. I think that's why they traded so much to get Trey Lance.
I know that's the formula, but I don't think $25 million is going to be a lot. I mean, if they swap out,
it's not a lot.
If they swap out Jimmy G's contract for Brady's, it's plug and play.
You're less than 2.
And one thing you know about Tom Brady, right? Veterans are going to go there and guys are going to take less money.
But they don't really need much. That seems
No, they don't. They don't. And that's why I was saying it makes them instant NFC Championship contenders. Is the only thing is that's one of the toughest division. If he goes there, that's easily the hardest division in the whole NFL. Because you got the Seahawks will be really bad, but you still got the Cardinals, who are everyone forgets they were just 8-0. I know they didn't look great in the playoffs, but they're still a great team. But that division becomes instantly insane. But they become easily probably my Super Bowl pick.
But like Riley said, right? It's the time and space, right? Like, okay, who's got the money? Who's got the void? And who would be like Tom Brady's not going to Houston. You know what I mean? He's not going.
There's only a few markets.
He's not going to the Vikings. But
you don't think so? The Vikings?
No way. He's too small for him and his wife. He wants to be buried in fucking snow rallies.
I think if they were in a better market, that'd be a perfect team because they're ready to win as well.
But with them, you have to have the market.
Yeah.
Like he sold her on Sunshine. Right?
Yeah.
At Tampa Bay.
Not only that, she's a lot closer to Brazil or wherever she's from than she is, 3 hours.
So the 49ers don't have much cap space at all. They're 20th in the league for cap space. So they're down at the bottom end. I don't know what that means with cutting Jimmy G because they probably will do that and how much that would make for Brady. But that's not a lot to play with. So if you do go all in on Brady, you got to win that year, and it gives them a huge ability to do so.
Yeah. And then you have your guy learning from the best.
Yeah.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, look at that aspect of it. Yeah, looking at it from that point of view.
That could pay dividends.
So another team that I do like, and you guys are going to say no probably just because it's a big market, not a big market, is the Colts. The Colts have the 7th most cap space in the NFL as well. If he goes there and then they're able to splurge on other like big names because of how much money they have with Jonathan Taylor and that defense. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you would want to go there, but I think that's a really big one.
I think that'd be a little disrespectful to Peyton Manning if he went there.
No, I don't think so.
I know,
but it's like when Peyton Manning went to Denver. John Elway was there, but they weren't. They weren't a rival. Yeah.
They were. I listen. I love Frank Wright. Okay, but like I said, you're gonna take Giselle to Hoosiers.
Listen to this one. The Bengals have the 4th most cap space in the whole NFL. Imagine if they win a Super Bowl and they have the 4th most cap space, so they can spend on whoever they want.
Small market.
I know, but like after you win a Super Bowl,
but time out. No, listen to me. They got a window where they can shake that small market. People are going to want to play with Joe Burrow.
Exactly. Yeah.
People like football players. Watch them not beat themselves. Watch them coach. These guys get along with one another. Genuinely.
Team chemistry. That's part of it. You got to like.
Let me tell you something.
The guys you're playing with.
Let me tell you something. One thing I know is there's always people having a good time somewhere. In Cincinnati, you might have to look a little harder. But trust you, I'll find a fucking place. And so will an NFL athlete. You know what I mean? They can find a good restaurant that, you can do. You just got to work a little harder.
I'm sure there's some strip clubs in Cincinnati somewhere.
Yeah, I hear you. Everybody else. All right, number 5. People talking about Mahomes winning multiple Super Bowls. 3, 4, 5 Super Bowls. He's left 3 on the table. Does he get there?
Yeah, he's only 25 years old or whatever it is.
So you think he gets 3 Super Bowls?
Well, you got to look at last year's game. He was playing injured, and 4 of his offensive linemen had to be replaced.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
So you got to throw that one away.
No, you don't. Joe Namath was a 19-point underdog.
That was a crippled team he was
for
playing
a fledgling fucking team going against the NFL. Yeah. He was the weak sisters of the poor. Yeah. No, if you're going to do it, Muhammad Ali was a 15-1 underdog against Sonny Liston.
That's correct.
All right,
probably.
And as big an underdog, like a 12-1 against George Foreman.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, Mahomes he's got the age factor. He's still he's in his prime, so he's still got the future ahead of him. The problem he's going to have.
How come Kelsey and Hill couldn't get open? Or was he not seen him? But I did not like the look in that young man's eyes for the first time ever.
No, his body language was something off in the second half.
Patrick Mahomes kept me up at night, gave me nightmares, okay? And betting against him is like fucking, it's like watching it from a fucking.
Like a vampire. You got to stab a dagger through him.
No, the top of the Empire, on the ledge of the Empire State Building. Like, it's fucking horrific.
You know what I like that you said, if I was a Chiefs fan? First time ever. Like, we've never seen him look bad in the playoffs before one game. And I always say, like, for me, I feel like we can on every great quarterback we can find like okay, this is their
Oh,
bad
yeah,
this is
yeah,
their
yeah,
bad
yeah,
this is
yeah,
their
yeah,
bad
yeah.
playoff run. This is their bad playoff game.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
happened
sure.
to all the greats.
Yeah.
I'm not the one to throw him in there with the greats yet because he has so much time. Like sure he's gonna be there by the end of his career, but not yet. But I think. Not a pass, but like it's bound to happen where he has a bad playoff run or he looks bad in his games.
Sure.
But I do think that he will win another Super Bowl, or he could become like Aaron Rodgers, where he wins one at a young age, looks like the best quarterback in the league already at a young age, dominates for a long time, and just doesn't win anymore.
Because that moment is precious because a lot of things got to go right.
We feel like
For him to put up numbers, it's you and the receivers, your offensive coordinator, right? An offensive, right. For you to win championships, there's a lot more than that.
Well,
It could be a bad call that we see with the Cowboys and the Seahawks.
Intangibles.
It could be a missed field goal like we see with the Bills and Butler. It could be an amazing comeback by a godly like Tom fucking Brady. Okay? It could be 1,000 fucking things that can stop you. But Dan Marino said, I said, oh my God, the Super Bowl goes, we're going to have some fun. We're going to be back here 5, 6, 7 times. And to his credit, humbly, he says, that was my biggest mistake because I didn't work hard enough because I thought I was going to be there. I thought I was going to be bequeathed Super Bowl appearances.
Well,
when a lot can go wrong, especially in that game. Especially in the National Football League, with injuries being what they are.
that's the thing is we normalize going to the Super Bowl all the time because of Tom Brady.
Because of Tom
like
Brady,
it's not normal going to the Super Bowl almost every single year. Not at all because like almost all of those Super Bowl wins that they had. If you look at them and all those appearances, were almost against every different teams every single time. They played the same team only twice, I believe, which was the Giants and the Rams. Every other one was different teams every single time because it's not normal to go to the Super Bowl 10 times and win it 7. It's not normal to go to the Super Bowl 5 times. Like it only happens once in a while. Like
surviving conference finals.
Yeah.
I mean, take the tuck rule away. Are we ready? Do we get a different story?
That was
a gift from God.
Changed history.
Yep.
What?
Peyton Manning
Changed history.
Peyton Manning's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We can all agree on that. He's only been to the Super Bowl, a conference championship 4 times in his career. Pat Mahomes has already went to the conference championship 4 times in his career.
Like get Dak Brady for not getting the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
For 3 of them.
Exactly. And this is the thing. We are normalizing like, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Like I said with the Bengals, they're so young.
We're not normalizing.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And I think the Chiefs are going to win another one. It's just not. It might not happen because Super Bowls are so rare, and that's why I treasured that one Super Bowl the Broncos won because they might not ever win again in my lifetime until I'm like 60 or 70. Like you never know. Like
here's the deal about the Chiefs and the Broncos, and especially the Broncos. The Broncos are reputed to be one of the NFL's gem franchises.
Yeah.
Like best from top
but
to bottom.
it's still not guaranteed because look at the Cowboys. They've always had the best teams in the league for the last 20-something years, and they've made it to the NFC Championship game how many times? None.
I wouldn't get too down on Mahomes. It was not a good performance, but remember one thing: he tied somebody's record in that game of losing an 18-point lead in an AFC Championship game, and you know who that man was?
Oh.
Tom Brady lost an 18-point lead to the Colts in 2006. And that's who had the exact same time.
That's the lost Julian Edelman. Didn't catch the ball. 2 guys dropped first down
the year the Colts won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Edelman.
So I wouldn't go too crazy on Mahomes. The problem Mahomes is going to have.
I'm not going crazy.
It was a bad. No.
First of all, Brady was a road game.
No, yeah, no.
Second of all, there were multiple plays.
And the defense was bad. I agree that. But Mahomes' biggest problem, and you hit on this right at the beginning of the year, Riley, is the salary situation with the contract moving forward.
Yep.
So.
I think his girl's a problem too, Jack. Come on, you're sitting next to Griselda Blanco go to bed every night.
No, you're right. That could be a big distraction.
Listen, here's the deal, man. Somebody tell me that being around bad energy is good. You might laugh a few nights, might have a couple of beers, say, "Wow, this is crazy," but the way she conducts herself every day
makes sense.
Could be a problem.
Makes sense.
You want to be around that energy?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like who's he spending more time with than her? I mean,
Nobody.
He could be bagging 5 other girls that we don't even know about. And I hope, and Patrick, please don't. Please don't. You get the pass, okay? Father Hurricane,
he's got 500
forgive you
million.
of your sins. Go out with 10 of them. Just get rid of that fucking Disney
But the contract, the thing is like, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I want them to win right now because the contract doesn't start to roll in until I think it's until like next season. So that's when you're gonna start seeing the Chiefs players decline and stuff like that.
Let's pull the layers back, and you just set me up for a perfect segue. Can he beat Tom Brady and overturn another wave of players into a champion.
I don't think so. Because the thing about Brady was like, he didn't take all that money, and he never was like the number one paid guy. Yeah. And they could still pay some other people because he was doing that. Like, sure, he wasn't getting peanuts, but he wasn't making the top thing. No. They can't pay anybody the top stuff and go out and trade for these top guys and pay these top guys because he is making the most by far out of all sports ever. Like, it's like not even close. So that's why I don't think he's going to be able to do it like Brady. And the only thing about him that I'm not ready to compare to Brady yet is that he's had the same weapons his whole career. Like, we've only known him with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Which are some of the best weapons.
Exactly. What happens when Tyreek Hill gets hurt or Tyreek Hill is too old, loses his speed?
That's why Travis he's Kelce, the undefeated, undisputed sports podcast champ right there.
Travis Kelce is 32 years old. That is getting up there in age with the tight end. He's around the same age as Gronk, and Gronk is talking about retiring. Yeah, I'm not saying Travis Kelce is going to retire.
To that spin move he does, though,
but he's gonna fall off, or not fall off. I don't want to say fall off, but he's gonna slow down pretty soon because his age is getting up there. And you lose the best tight end in the league. Like, that's going to be a huge loss on that team sooner rather than later. He's not going to stay there forever. Like,
now, let me ask you a question. Does Kansas City get too small for Mahomes?
What team?
One of the smallest markets in the NFL.
Who's picking up that contract?
That's what I was going to say. What? Maybe the Steelers in like 6 years from now?
A lot of cap space to pick the cap.
I think if he goes there, he'll go to like a cosmopolitan place like Miami, right?
But the Chiefs, the one thing I like about the Chiefs,
Las
Vegas.
They're fans. Well, you don't think he's that type of iconic star that would go there?
Yeah, but he's too young right now. They're not going to let him move at 25, 26 years old. He's not going nowhere.
We can move when he wants. I'm telling you his contract.
I don't think the Chiefs will. I just don't see any moving that contract, though. That's going to saddle a team as far as the salary cap or anything. You're going to be handcuffed.
To modify, but I don't know. I mean, how much barbecue can you eat, bro?
Oh, when you got $500 million, I guess $500 million worth for his contract.
I hear you. But you know something? He's a small-time dude. Father was a professional athlete, so he knows the ropes. You know what I mean?
He made his bed, now he has to lay in it.
He doesn't have to live in Kansas City.
No, that's what I was just going to say. That doesn't mean he's spending all his time there in the off-season, so who knows?
But just to make that fast. Okay. Right now, if there's a stock, it's called Hurricanes Sports Stock Market. Okay? Mm-hmm. If you had a stock, Joe Burrow or Pat Mahomes, which one you buying?
Mahomes. Just because I feel like Burrow's is
hold on, but you remember Mahomes is 3 times as expensive.
Yeah, but I'm buying at the peak it'll ever be in his career for Burrow. And I think
no. Burrow's will go up.
Yeah, but I'm saying Burrow's is at an all-time high. His stock right now?
No, there's not enough time to matriculate. Have you seen that website where you can gamble and you can bet on sports like their stocks? There actually is.
Yeah, I've seen that. But I'm saying his stock is high right now.
No. What I'm saying is this: Mahomes is Coke, he's Pepsi, 2 or 3 times less. But listen to me. Right now, if he wins it, he's going to cut the gap in half.
Yeah, but I got to see how Burrows plays in this Super Bowl before I can put him ahead of Mahomes.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as an investment. Would you want to invest $100 in Mahomes to potentially make, 4 or 5 times the money? Or would you want to put $100 into Burrow to make twice the money? Or put $100 into Mahomes and be safe?
I don't think you're going to lose with either investment, but I'm still sitting on Mahomes. Because of the age factor.
Yeah, as much as I love Joe Burrow, it's like they're around the same age, and Mahomes is way more proven in the NFL. Like, he's already an MVP, Super Bowl MVP, been to the Super Bowl twice, conference championship so many times.
But his stock is going to cost you.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to cost you more.
No, Burrows is going to cost you 20% of what Mahomes is.
Yeah, I understand that.
But imagine Burrow the next 2-3 years, right? Because his contract is
that's why you want to do this
question exactly. Now. So his contract's already 2 years, so he's going to have 2 more years left. They win the Super Bowl now. In 2 years, they win 2 more division titles.
He's from Cincinnati. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you would need a national guy to get rid of that kid from there.
You better get some offensive linemen in there.
They're gonna.
He got hit more than any quarterback in the league this year.
Let me tell you something. They'll steal the fucking Eiffel Tower from Paris to keep that kid in fucking Cincinnati.
They're gonna have to.
Whatever they have to do. All right. How do you rate the Chiefs' choke job in the second half?
Well,
Epic, I said. Epic.
Mahomes was 8 up for 18 for 55 yards in the second half. So
What was that? What was those numbers again?
8 for 18 for 55 yards passing in the second half. So, I mean,
He ran 55 yards backwards.
that's part of it. I mean, you're at home. You came off that. We said this last week. You're at home. You came off that historic game last week. You could not, and you had a 21-3 lead in that game. You cannot lose that game.
They must have let down at halftime something serious, no? What happened, Riley? Tell me what happened. Break it down.
I just like giving the credit where it's due. I think the Bengals deserve a lot of credit. I think they fought back at halftime, be like, hey, look at what they are.
What was the difference between the Bengals in the first half and the Bengals in the second half?
They didn't let up, and the adjustments. And I think their defensive line got after Mahomes a lot more in the second half, and not just sacked him, but they did sack him a few times, but gave him so much pressure where he had to start moving around. He had to start dancing. He got outside of the pocket, tried to make some cute throws down the sideline, had to throw it away a couple times. So I thought their defense really, really stepped up in the second half. As much as Mahomes did choke a little bit, their defensive line looked really good, and their secondary made a lot of big plays, knocking the balls loose.
No, great
the
plays.
the interception in the second half.
But like Birdie said, when you make those kind of comebacks, the other team has to cooperate and not play well.
Clock management was pretty good too, because they were running the ball pretty well with Mixon, and P. Ryan was looking pretty well in the second half with the Bengals. So something happened where the coaches on the opposite coaches on each team did the complete opposite of each other. Where Andy Reid didn't do a great job at all at halftime talking, and Zach Taylor just completely fired his team up, and they just like completely just killed them in the second half.
Yeah, it was the defense that won the game for Cincinnati.
In sports, there's a word called it. And it's, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you can't cash it in for money. It's not tangible, right?
Intangible.
But it's it, okay? And the Bengals have it. You agree with that?
Right now.
You agree with that?
No, I agree 100%. I think they're a little overmatched in the Super Bowl, but I believe that they have the mindset that they can win the game, and that's all. And the F factor, like you said.
Yeah, and I think that they will.
Yep.
I feel like they're a little. This seems mean to say, but they're a little dumb and young to realize they're not supposed to be there.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I mean? Like they're not supposed to be there, and there's no way this team should have been there, and they're like, we have nothing to lose. Let's just go in there and win. Like we said, Dan Marino never went back to another Super Bowl. This could be a once in a lifetime opportunity for any of these players. And they just need to seize the moment. Yeah,
they're playing for much more than one other in that room. Yep. Those motherfuckers in LA. You think they care if the Rams win a fucking? I was on 3 podcasts in LA, and I was trying to talk about football. Like, oh, we don't really like football.
Yeah,
we like the Lakers.
Oh, that.
I mean, this is Cincinnati is the Rust Belt. This is football, Friday Night Lights. This is like home. I mean, this is a hometown hero special for sure. Okay, let's walk away from that. What time we got anyway?
1:12, 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Tom Brady. Do we believe ESPN? Now, I would have said no because of Deflategate. But their kiss and make up was the man in the arena, you would think, right?
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good
point.
So
they must have mended some fences there, right?
Yeah.
These reporters have been doing this for a long time.
They've been wrong sometimes, too, though.
What?
Sometimes they are wrong.
Yeah, but the collection of guys that are doing it.
Yeah, not all of them together, though.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
But Tom Brady's father, an agent, comes out and says, "Hey, wait a minute, listen, this is not true." What do you believe, Riley?
I had no idea what to believe because Adam Schefter usually is the guy and the man with it and never gets anything. I know, but he usually never gets anything wrong. And when he said it, I was like, all right, so it's true. And then went about my day, posted a little thing on Instagram because these Broncos pages I followed was like, oh, happy retirement. It was like a bunch of videos of like Von Miller sacking him. So I just like posted that on my Instagram. But then like it came out and his agent was like, oh, we never hasn't made up anything. But the thing that started it for me was that he has like a TB12 Sports Twitter. It tweeted like all of his stats saying, thank you, Tom. And then they deleted it. So like, I don't think he's retired yet.
Who's got that Twitter account?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying, and that's why I think maybe he sent them a text like, "Hey guys, I'm not retired yet. Can you wait?"
No, they'll fire the fucker for that. I mean,
To me, I think
from a business point of view, he needs to play the first 2 years that's being launched. Because I'm starting to see TB12 jerseys on YouTube and like rap videos and the Boston guy. I'm starting to see the stuff. It looks good.
I think he's still going to retire. I just think he wanted to do it himself, maybe because I don't see those guys just pulling shit out of their ass and be like, "Hey, Tom Brady's going to retire," and just using that card out of nowhere. Sure. Like it had to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
It'll be a huge embarrassment for because listen to me, we all know this. They don't care how many times you're right, but the one time they're wrong, they'll never let you forget about it.
They might be right, but it's not official until he has
the press conference. It's not official, and I think maybe he wanted to do it himself and go out the way that he wanted, like go out on a press conference because. It's just like what the thing that also got me.
You should retire? You think he should retire a Patriot?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think he should.
What if he tells them, "That's my last this"?
I don't think he does.
He could go sign
he's got every reason.
He could sign a one-day contract.
Yeah, exactly.
And come back. But the problem is, I don't know what the animosity is when he left there. So
I think they play nice when the cameras. But I think he walked out of that fucking building saying, "These motherfuckers don't want to give me
his body language.
These motherfuckers don't want to give me 2 years or $25 million when I've given up, when I've lost $66 million to get them better. I come in, the franchise is worth $253 million. I leave, it's worth $4.4 billion. The aggregate is 1.8 billion. The growth above the average NFL franchise at that time." And they don't want him for two. They don't want him for 2 years. They say no.
Yeah, I think there's, like you said, we don't even know the whole aspect of what.
If he doesn't retire as a Patriot,
well,
it's because of that.
Yes, I agree with that.
And not every guy has to do it. Like, why go through? You can say, the pomp and circumstance. You know, everybody knows I'm a Patriot.
Yeah, I would think Joe Montana went back before.
Why would you give them give the Patriots the shine? Because we all about the Patriots that day, right? Why would you give them the shine, right? If they fucking burned you.
No, I agree.
I thought 100%. You were washed up.
No, I'm on Tom Brady's corner on that one. The way they screwed him over at the end, he's got every right to say, "You know what? Thanks, but no thanks." I
love the Patriots, but I'm moving forward, not backward.
I don't know how that's going to play out.
Speaking of not knowing how to play out, Josh McDaniel to the Raiders.
Oof.
I love it. I love it just because I think it's going to be a disaster. Like, I don't think he's a great coach.
Josh McDaniels has proven himself to get another job in the NFL.
Well, 11-17 as 2 years with the Broncos, I believe. Sir. 11-17.
6-0 and then goes 8-8. To me, that's one of the biggest.
Well, no, not just that. Now, then you go into the Colt debacle where he decides to take the job and then decides to leave, and then on top of that, now you got accordingly a lot of the Raider players are coming out are saying they're very disappointed with the hire. So you're going in there now with players that are not happy that you got. Being there, that they like the guy Bashan.
And let's see how you can crack the whip without Bill Belichick's resume behind you.
And we always say it, some guys are just built to be coordinators and not built to be head coaches.
Yeah, of course,
I do believe he's earned another opportunity to be a head coach. Will he be a great NFL head coach with the Raiders? No. I don't think so.
But we can be. He may be a Hall of Fame offense coordinator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but that doesn't translate
exactly.
Into a head coach.
No, I hear you.
Nick Saban as well, but
I hear you. No, I get it. So you guys thinking McDaniels falls on his face?
I thought it was. Yeah. I think it's a bad hire. Al Davis, I don't know what he's doing out there, but I think it's a bad move.
Okay. Birdie, Celtics starting to play a little bit. Listen to me, guys. We gotta find something to fucking talk about.
Well,
like I hope the next fucking.
You're gonna start transitioning into college basketball.
Olympics is tomorrow, right?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, college basketball.
Well, PC right now is a tremendous
rolling.
I know
rolling.
I told you earlier, I hope they're not peaking now and then fall flat later on. But they're on an incredible run right now, 16-2. They're beating a lot of top-ranked teams. So,
okay, let me give you my picks. NBA, you ready? You ready for this, Rowdy Riley?
Yep.
You ready for this? I got over Celtics. Over Hawks, over Cleveland, and Cleveland straight
What is this for tonight?
for tonight.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I couldn't even tell you who they're playing, Mike.
And my surprise pick, Houston covers against Golden State. So, Houston to cover, Cleveland to cover, over Celtics, over Cavs, over Hawks. There you go.
Wish you the best of luck.
Why'd you say that with
No,
like
I
a
mean, I
fucking
hope you wish
doomsday
you the best.
tone there?
I wish, because I haven't watched any NBA, so I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I don't even
It's
know.
going to be fucking easier than the NFL.
Yo,
How you make madness
agree
out of
with-
this bullshit?
I agree with you 100% on that. I gave up on the NFL, so.
Hey, I'm going to a sales call tomorrow, right? And the guy's like, listen. I said, come on. He goes, you don't think so? He showed me Riley's Bayern Munich bet. I tell you that.
Hey, I'm still locked in. I can't wait. We're 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
2 weeks away. We are 2 weeks away, I'm pretty sure, and it's going to be a fantastic time.
All right.
It's gonna be a fantastic time.
Live, Facebook Live, right from here. Brady, get some trivia?
Well, of course. I can't,
right.
can't finish the show without some trivia, and the theme is always something that's happening as we speak, so.
Where'd you get that Dodgers game? You didn't buy that.
No, of course not. Came from the current general manager of the Dodgers.
Nice.
This is about a year or so old, but anyway, trivia. We're going to go with the current theme of the day, which is Tom Brady's retirement.
Yeah, okay.
So Tom Brady's retirement. Most of this trivia comes off Wikipedia, which is considered
I got you.
information.
Sure.
So if I get anything that's a little off here, don't
I
put it
got
back
you, I
on
got
me.
you.
So for retirements, we're going to go to boxing.
Yeah.
You have to be retired, and according to this information, you have to be retired 1 full year to be considered to come out of retirement.
Yes.
So there are 4, according to Wikipedia, 4 legendary boxers that came out of retirement.
To win? Oh, I'm going to say,
That retired and then came back out of retirement.
sure, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
George Foreman.
George Foreman,
Who'd he beat to win the title?
Michael
in
Mora.
the 12th round down
Okay.
on every scorecard. You remember that?
Yes, I do. He was like 50-some years old, I
Yeah.
believe, when he came out of retirement.
So are they heavyweights or all kinds?
The next 2 are not heavy.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard, I believe, 3 or 4 times came out of retirement.
Oof.
Who's the last one?
What's his first name start with?
It's,
No, don't give up. We got this. We got this, yo.
you guys are going to say right away, you're going to say, yeah, you should know this right away.
Really?
A recent guy.
Floyd Mayweather.
Bingo. Floyd Mayweather came out to
Yes,
fight.
came out to fight McGregor.
Pacquiao.
Oh yeah.
Listen, you want to talk boxing? I'm a fighter now, right?
Okay.
I'm
You probably know more about it than I do, though. You followed him a little more closely than I did. I got a trick.
Floyd Mayweather or Sugar Ray Leonard?
I haven't seen enough of Mayweather to be watching enough
I'm
of his
watching
fights.
young
Though.
Sugar Ray Leonard, and I think he would smoke that fool.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
Tend to agree.
Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. Everybody that's beat Tyson, right?
Wow.
Was bigger than him and more skilled with his hands and did with the job. Riddick Bowe, right? I'm not talking, Buster Douglas. Ali was too big and too fast.
And he's
for
too
Tyson.
smart. He was
Yeah,
too smart.
sure.
I mean, and he felt Foreman's power. I mean,
Yeah.
did Tyson
No,
hit
he didn't
harder
punch
than
like that.
I don't know.
No. In flurries, yes, but one punches, no.
Okay, 2 more quick. This one kind of surprised me. NBA retirement.
Oh, boy.
Dave Collins retired from the Celtics in 1980 and then came back in the 82-83 season to play for what NBA team? And I did not know this.
The Lakers.
Incorrect.
Clippers.
Incorrect.
The Jazz.
Incorrect. I never remembered this one off the top.
Milwaukee.
Wow, you got it on the
I
second try.
Yeah.
Okay, one last segue. Randy Moss was drafted by the Vikings in 1998 and then was either traded or released by the Vikings in 2004 to go to what team?
The Raiders.
Raiders.
That's correct. He played for the Raiders for almost 1 year and then went to what team?
The Patriots.
That's correct. And the Patriots released him in 2010 to go to what team?
The Titans.
Incorrect.
I know his last team, but I don't think this is the last team.
Hang on, we're going in order
That
here.
motherfucker got around, huh?
Hang
Yeah.
on, we're going in order. The Patriots released him. He became a problem, and then he went where?
Yeah. There's a problem everywhere, right?
Yeah, well, that year he was, because he played on 3 teams in that year,
Oh my God.
in 2010.
Was one of them the? No. It was,
Well, he did go to the Titans after he
Yes.
went back to this team first, though.
yes.
Minnesota.
He went back to Minnesota. He then retired in 2010 and came back to play in 2012.
On the 49ers because he was on the he was in the Super Bowl and I was rooting for the 49ers
That's
so
why
hard
he's the undisputed
because I
champ.
wanted him to win the ring and he was not that great on the 49ers. I just wanted him to win the ring. He came back to win a ring.
Riley
But Colin
Arruda.
Kaepernick choked it.
I'll tell you what, Randy Moss, man, is, a lot of people said he was a bum, he was this, but he's made himself
Tremendous talent.
Yeah,
Tremendous
but
talent.
more than that, he's molded himself into a big-time
Oh,
personality
absolutely.
for the NFL. Hey, it's BadCatz Sports App. If you can do it better, get the money, and we'll see. Peace.